Hey people, it's Naya Stokie. I'd like to thank Pro Black Vote Free for telling me about this story. This is from Mail Online. Rebels kill 12 rangers protecting guerrillas who posed for a selfie with human parents who raised them at orphanage in Democratic Republic of Congo. Rwanda rebels have slaughtered 12 rangers protecting gorillas who went viral in a selfie with their human parents before the attack at Virunga National Park. Congolese Major General Maurice Agura Mamba said the Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Rwanda were behind the April 24th attack. Around 60 FDLR fighters from a specialized unit ambushed a convoy of civilians that was being protected by 15 Rangers. As well as the 12 Rangers, another 5 were killed, with others gravely wounded. Just days before the attack, Ranger Mafio Shamavu had posed for a photo, with 2 of the guerrillas standing with remarkably upright postures. It's not clear whether Mr. Shamavu was killed in the attack. A motive for an attack remains clear. However, the park, which was the subject of an Oscar-nominated documentary in 2014, is surrounded by rival militias, and 176 rangers have been killed in the last 20 years. Its rangers are armed, and sniffer dogs are used to keep the guerrillas and visitors to the national park safe. Major General Mamba said his Corps, assigned to protect the national park, had credible sources who had informed them the attack was carried out by the Hutu rebels. Rwandan President Paul Kagame last Monday had denied persistent rumors that Rwandan soldiers had infiltrated eastern DRC to fight the FDLR, whose leaders were involved in Rwanda's 1994 genocide that killed around about 800,000 people, mainly Tutsis. The DRC army had been fighting an array of armed groups in the east of the vast Central African country for nearly 3 decades. Visits to Virunga have been suspended since March 19th in DR Congo's bid to hold the new coronavirus pandemic. The park previously banned visitors between May 2018 and the start of last year after 2 British tourists were kidnapped. They were later released unharmed. That's good. Last month's attack is the latest setback for Virunga, which is facing severe economic challenges due to the coronavirus holding tourism, which accounts for 40% of its revenues. Tourism, in spite of all the setbacks, has actually been a great success for Virunga. Park director Emmanuel de Merode said at the beginning of April. In March, an off-season at Virunga, the park took in around $280,000 from tourism. That revenue stream is now gone. Aircraft used for monitoring are grounded, and the park is facing increased burden of supporting not only its 1,500 staff and their families, but also impoverished surrounding communities. Price inflation linked to the pandemic is driving food costs up, and De Merode has said he's worried that this could fuel poaching, particularly if local armed groups see it as a lucrative business opportunity. The level of poaching now is low, but that could quickly change for a lot of reasons. Matthew Shamuvo said he had been checking his phone at the Virunga National Park in eastern Congo when he noticed the 2 female orphan gorillas, Nadagazi and Nadeze, mimicking his movements. He then took a picture of the animals who looked as if they were posing for the camera. Shamavu then posted the photo on social media, where it quickly went viral. The 2 gorillas had been orphaned by 12 years ago when their families had been killed by poachers. The center, according to its management, is the only place in the world which is dedicated to care of orphan mountain gorillas. As the gorillas arrive in the sanctuary at a young age, they learn from their caretakers, said Shamavu. He said in terms of behavior, they like to mimic everything that's happening around them, everything we do. He added that the caretakers at Sinkwekwe Mountain Gorilla Orphanage said to try to give the animals as much access as possible to their natural environment, but they inevitably exist almost the same behavior as humans. Sinkwekwe is named after one of the wild silverback gorillas that was killed in Virunga in 2007. The orphans need constant care, so the rangers live nearby and spend their days with them, feeding them, playing with them, keeping them company. Head caretaker Andre Balmer said the caretakers and the gorillas are family. He said without their own relatives nearby, the gorillas treat the rangers as their own. They know we are their mom. They are a member of the family. We are their friends, said Balmer. Virunga is billed as Africa's most biodiverse national park, spanning tropical forests, snow-peaked mountains, and active volcanoes. It's also one of the last bastions of wild mountain gorilla population. Parks in the mountains of Congo, Rwanda, and Uganda have the last remaining mountain gorillas in their natural habitat. It's in eastern Congo, an area that has suffered from years of armed conflict. Virunga's management has had to take extraordinary measures to keep its visitors safe from the on-off fighting in the region, protecting them with a highly trained guard of elite rangers and sniffer dogs, and working closely with communities surrounding the park. After a park ranger was killed by a gunman and 3 foreign tourists were briefly held captive, the park closed until it could secure the safety of visitors. It reopened in mid-February this year, but all this cost money, and the state park says it wouldn't be able to survive without private donations from visitors. Virunga's management hopes a viral gorilla selfie will help boost the park's profile and encourage more people to contribute to the vital work of conserving the mountain gorillas and their unique natural habitat. So if you're interested in traveling to Africa, this might be a place to go. Virunga National Park in Congo. This is all very sad. Please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. I'll leave the link to this story in the description. Peace.